Weighing a possible indictment of former President Donald Trump got the day off, delaying any action against him. Now, they have been told to stay home and they are on standby for tomorrow. It comes as former President Trump is days away from kicking off his re-election campaign in Waco. Our Sally Hernandez talked to our media partners at The Hill for some perspective.
Brett, you wrote this article about former President Trump heading to Waco. What can we expect on Saturday?
Yeah, well, if indications are right, this could be his first rally with supporters after charges are filed against him in Manhattan over this hush money payment that was made during the 2016 campaign. So I think it's fair to say that the former president will be, as fired up and ready to let loose as he has been in some time. I think you can expect a lot of grievances, a lot of frustration from both Trump and from his supporters about those charges. So certainly it'll be a very closely watched rally, and also sort of his first big sort of traditional quote unquote rally that he's had since announcing his campaign for president. He's sort of stuck to these smaller events prior to this rally coming up in Waco on Saturday.
Brett, why Waco though? Why come to Texas to start kicking off the campaign rally?
Yeah, it's a great question. Obviously, Texas is a state that statewide Republicans have done pretty well in. Obviously, former President Trump won twice running for president, so it's not a swing state or an early primary state that he may otherwise be focusing on. But I think certainly Texas is a place where he feels like he has a lot of support. There's some chatter, obviously, around Waco, sort of the additional sort of symbolism and meaning there for someone like Trump, who is sort of anti-establishment and likes to rail against the government. So it's certainly sort of a unique choice, and I think one that stands out at a time when a lot of candidates are focused on places like Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina.
Should anything come down from the grand jury in Manhattan before Saturday, do you know if there's any kind of extra security in Waco? We know that Trump on social media had called for people to protest if there is an indictment.
Yeah, I think, it's something where folks will definitely be on high alert. I would expect that you'll see, people being a little extra careful with security, trying to make sure that things don't get too out of hand. Obviously, like you mentioned, the former president calling for his supporters to protest, to demonstrate against any charges that are filed. Now, we've heard from other Republicans and folks who have essentially, tried to sort of tamp that down and push people to be peaceful, to not let things get out of hand. So I think there may be a concerted effort from both the Trump campaign and from other Republicans who may be attending to keep this relatively peaceful and organized, and just let the former president and his supporters kind of air their grievances together when the time comes for the rally.
You mentioned some other lawmakers here in Texas. Do you know if he's getting any support from any of the Texas lawmakers when it comes to his trip over in Waco? Anybody attending that we should be aware of?
They haven't put out, the Trump campaign has not put out a list yet of folks who are attending. And obviously, some lawmakers, Chip Roy, for example, in Texas, has sort of publicly thrown his weight behind Ron DeSantis to get into the presidential race. So, some folks are being a little careful about picking sides. They don't want to come down on either the Trump side, the DeSantis side, or another possible candidate too early in this thing. But, we have seen former President Trump sort of roll out these state lawmakers or federal lawmakers at some of these rallies. So, certainly it bears watching who, if anyone, joins him on stage for this, given the sort of jockeying for support among some of these candidates.
We will be watching. Brett Samuels with The Hill. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.